Renaissance was to be the rebirth of art, human body, and religion. They used paintings and sculptures to show those particular things and how it worked. The characteristics of the Italian Renaissance helped form the Renaissance and show structure to the people. It began in the opening phase of the Renaissance and was best known for their culture, goals, and achievements. One of the main themes of the Renaissance was religion, how it's focused on the scenes of the Bible and portraits of Jesus and the saints.
There were many different artists in the Italian Renaissance that had made revolutionary art in today's society. A list of these artists include Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael, Sandro Botticelli, and Donatello. They were the main pillars of the Renaissance. Renaissance arts reflected humanist concerns.
The Italian Renaissance had many themes where they declared how society worked. This Renaissance was a time of rebirth for art. This was also a time where people learned about human anatomy and religious works. Writers in the Renaissance looked at various themes such as perspective in art.
The impact that the Italian Renaissance has on the modern world is that the way we look at fine arts, the human body, and the exposure to new religions or other religions. It changed the way we looked at the human body because back in the Italian Renaissance, they started focusing more on improvements of the human life and looked more into what can be improved or be discovered. The way we looked at art changed because back then they used art to show the realistic depictions of people's portraits, and they also gave backgrounds on religion and showed what they thought would be their god if they were alive.
Up next we have perspective. Perspective is the rule that they discovered that represented the three-dimensional world by fine arts. They used shading and made round objects look more real. The perspective had allowed human portraits to look realistic and gave them detail to the portraits. One of the most well-known members of the Medici family was the grandson Lorenzo, also known as Magnificent. He was an idol and a clever politician that held Florence together during the Italian Renaissance. A patron is someone whose influential support to some person, cause, art, or institution. Leonardo da Vinci. He was an outstanding painter and sculptor who is one of the most brilliant artists known. He did his own research by dissecting corpse to learn about the human body and anatomy and how the human bones function. He was a realist and was known for his freshness. His most famous paintings were the Mona Lisa, a woman with a mysterious smile, and The Last Supper, when Jesus and his disciples had dinner and Jesus gave them the body and blood, also known as the bread and wine that we receive at Eucharist. He had many other hobbies like botany, the study of plants, anatomy, the study of humans, optics, the study of behavior of light, music, architecture, and engineering. Humanism is what's up next. So this is an intellectual movement at the heart of the Italian Renaissance. This is studying past Italy and what went on in medieval times. Scholars study classical Greek and Roman cultures. They made it a point to study specific grammar, poetry, and history that has been taught generations and generations down in ancient Greek and Roman schools. Florence! Oh my gosh, Florence is a little city in the region of Tuscany. It was known for its many great poets, builders, artists, teachers, and scientists. The Italian Renaissance began in Florence. The Medici family organized a banking system, and they did so well that it went into manufacturing, mining, and other things that translated into culture and political power. Up next we have humanism. Humanism is an intellectual movement at the heart of the Italian Renaissance. This is studying past Italy and what went on in medieval times. Scholars studied classical Greek and Roman cultures. They made it a point to study specifically grammar, poetry, and history that has been taught from generations to generations down in ancient Greek and Roman schools. It makes you channel your inner creativity and be yourself. Patriarch. He did many great things, like assembling a library of Greek and Roman manuscripts. Also, he was an inspiration for women through his love poems and sonnets. He wrote in vernacular, which is a common language of many, or a dialect of a region or country, as well as Latin. His love died from the Black Death, and she, Laura, who was the person that he wrote his love poems and sonnets about. Humanism with the Roman and Greek cultures. So humanism, the intellectual movement at the heart of the Italian Renaissance.
Bust down, Tatiana. Bust down, Tatiana. I wanna see you bust down. Pick it up. Now